My dear friends, if you are satisfied with this tutorial, please help me to develop this channel, so please press the like or dislike button. It is highly important to me. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Let's start the lesson. Connecting words. Accordingly, we will proceed with the new plan. Additionally, he completed the project ahead of schedule. Although it was raining, they decided to go for a hike. Alternatively, you can take the bus, or alternatively, you can walk to the station. As a result, she studied diligently, and as a result, she aced the exam. Because he missed the meeting because his alarm didn't go off. Besides studying, she enjoys playing the piano in her free time. Consequently, the storm caused severe damage, and consequently, schools were closed. Conversely, she excelled in math. Conversely, she struggled with literature. Despite the challenges, they successfully completed the project. Furthermore, the house is spacious. Furthermore, it has a beautiful garden. Hence, the train was delayed, hence she missed her appointment. However, the restaurant had excellent reviews. However, the service was slow. In addition to English, she is fluent in Spanish and French. In contrast to his calm demeanor, she was visibly upset. In fact, the results were better than expected. In general, people tend to enjoy the outdoors. In other words, the instructions were confusing. In other words, they were poorly written. Indeed, it was indeed a remarkable achievement. In essence, the idea is to improve efficiency. In summary, these are the key findings of the study. In the end, they realized their dream. In the meantime, you can work on other tasks in the meantime. In this case, it's best to seek legal advice. In turn, he helped her, and she, in turn, assisted him. In practice, this method works well. In particular, this is important, especially in particular cases. In brief, to explain briefly, we are ahead of schedule. In short, we need to make a decision soon. In summary, these are the primary findings of the study. In this situation, it's essential to stay calm. In the final analysis, the cost was within budget. In conclusion, the project was a great success. In the same way, he solves math problems. In the same way, she tackles physics. In summary, these are the primary findings of the study. In turn, he helped her, and she, in turn, assisted him. Meanwhile, he was working on his assignment. Meanwhile, she was cleaning the house. Moreover, he excels in sports. Moreover, he is a top student. Nevertheless, the weather was terrible. Nevertheless, they decided to go camping. Nonetheless, she faced numerous challenges. Nonetheless, she persevered. On the contrary, On the contrary, she believed it was a wise decision. On the other hand, he prefers tea. On the other hand, his brother likes coffee. Otherwise, complete the assignment, otherwise you won't receive credit. Similarly, the two studies reached similar conclusions. Subsequently, she won the competition and subsequently received a scholarship. Therefore, she studied diligently, therefore, she was well prepared for the test. Thus, she followed a strict diet and exercise regimen, thus, she lost weight. To begin with, we need a clear plan before starting the project. To sum up, the main points are as follows. To summarize, the project has been a major success. Accordingly, we will proceed with the new plan. Specifically, the guidelines state that you must follow these steps. Accordingly, we will proceed with the new plan. Comparatively, the new model is comparatively more efficient. Correspondingly, her efforts were commendable. Correspondingly, she received recognition. Similarly, the two studies reached similar conclusions. In conclusion, the project was a great success. In the end, they realized their dream. In the meantime, you can work on other tasks in the meantime. Furthermore, the house is spacious. Furthermore, it has a beautiful garden. In fact, the results were better than expected. In this case, it's best to seek legal advice. In general, people tend to enjoy the outdoors. On the contrary, she believed it was a wise decision. In the same way, he solves math problems. In the same way, she tackles physics. In this situation, it's essential to stay calm. In the final analysis, the cost was within budget. In conclusion, the results were exceptional. In practice, this approach works effectively. In particular, this is important, especially in particular cases. In essence, the idea is to improve efficiency. In brief, to explain briefly, we are ahead of schedule. In short, we need to make a decision soon. In summary, these are the primary findings of the study.
In summary, these are the key findings of the study. To clarify, the main purpose of the meeting is to discuss the budget. In a similar manner, they both approach their work in a similar manner. In comparison, this product is more reliable. In this situation, communication is crucial. In any case, we need to resolve the issue. In particular, we need to address this specific issue. In essence, we are simplifying the process. In a different way, we can approach this problem in a different way. In this case, the solution is clear. In any event, In any event, we will find a solution. In a similar fashion. She dresses in a similar fashion every day. In reality. In reality, the situation is not as complex as it may seem. In conclusion. In conclusion, the results were exceptional. In practice. In practice, this approach works effectively. In this situation. In this situation, communication is crucial. Academic vocabulary words. Abstract. The conference presenter provided an abstract of her research. Analyze. Researchers will analyze the data to draw meaningful conclusions. Approach. The scientific approach to problem solving is data-driven. Assess. Teachers regularly assess their students' progress through various assessments. Assumption. One common assumption is that higher education leads to better job prospects. Bias. The study aimed to eliminate bias in the selection process. Cite. The author cited several reputable sources in the research paper. Concept. Understanding the concept of supply and demand is fundamental in economics. Consequence. The consequences of climate change are far-reaching. Contradict. Her testimony seemed to contradict the evidence presented. Correlate. Researchers sought to correlate stress levels with health outcomes. Critique. The art critic wrote a scathing critique of the painting. Deduce. From the evidence provided, we can deduce that the suspect was at the scene of the crime. Define. The terms of the contract clearly define the obligations of both parties. Derive. The word computer is derived from the Latin word computare. Dilemma. She faced a dilemma when deciding between two equally attractive job offers. Discrepancy. The accountant discovered a discrepancy in the financial records. Emphasize. The speaker emphasized the importance of unity in their address. Ethical. Ethical considerations are essential in conducting scientific research. Evaluate. The panel of experts will evaluate the impact of the new policy. Evident. The effects of climate change are becoming more evident with each passing year. Examine. The research team will examine the data for any anomalies. Hypothesis. The scientist proposed a hypothesis to explain the observed phenomena. Illustrate. The diagram will illustrate the key steps in the process. Imply. The statement may imply that further investigation is needed. Inference. The inference drawn from the study's results was significant. Integrate. The company plans to integrate new technologies into its operations. Interpret. It's crucial to interpret the findings accurately. Justify. The author needed to justify the use of specific sources in the research. Methodology. The methodology used in the study was well documented. Objective. The objective of the experiment was to determine the cause of the reaction. Perspective. The historical event is viewed differently from various cultural perspectives. Predict. Scientists predict that climate change will have severe consequences. Principle. The scientific principle underlying this theory is well established. Rationale. The rationale for the decision was based on available data. Reciprocal. The relationship between the variables appears to be reciprocal. Reflect. The mirror will reflect the image accurately. Relevant. Only include information that is relevant to the topic. Replicate. Researchers aim to replicate the experiment to confirm the results. Resolution. The resolution of the issue required careful negotiation. Sequence. The sequence of events is important for understanding the narrative. Similarity. The similarity between the two studies is striking. Subsequent. Subsequent research expanded on the initial findings. Summarize. Can you summarize the main points of the article? Synthesize. The report aims to synthesize the existing literature on the topic. Theoretical. The theoretical framework guides the research process. Validity. The study's validity was questioned due to methodological issues. Verify. It's essential to verify the accuracy of the data. Ambiguity. The ambiguity of the statement makes its meaning unclear. Anomaly. The unusual data point was considered an anomaly. Attribute. Researchers attribute the increase in pollution to industrial activities. Causal. The study investigates the causal relationship between smoking and lung cancer. Clarify. The author will clarify any misunderstandings in the text. Cohesion. The cohesion of the team contributed to the project's success. Complement. The two variables complement each other in the analysis. Comprehensive. The report offers a comprehensive overview of the subject. Consistent. The findings of the two studies are consistent with each other. Contradiction. The contradiction between the witness statements raised doubts. Criteria. The selection criteria for the scholarship are stringent. Deduction. The deduction of logical conclusions is a critical thinking skill. Deviate. The experimental results deviate from the expected outcomes. Discrete. Researchers must be discreet when handling sensitive data. Elaborate. Can you elaborate on the main points of the theory? Empirical. The study is based on empirical data and observations. Ethic. The ethical principles of the study were carefully considered. Exemplify. The case study will exemplify the challenges faced by the industry.
Expose. The investigation will expose the unethical practices of the company. Hypothetical. The hypothetical scenario explored in the experiment may not occur in reality. Inherent. The inherent characteristics of the species make them resilient. Intervene. The government decided to intervene in the economic crisis. Justification. The justification for the policy change was presented to the public. Mechanism. The mechanism behind the process is not well understood. Methodical. The methodical approach to data collection ensured accuracy. Norm. The behavior deviated from the cultural norm. Paradigm. The new research challenges the existing paradigm in the field. Parameter. The study explored the effects of changing parameters. Phenomenon. The natural phenomenon was captured on camera. Prerequisite. Meeting the prerequisites is necessary to enroll in the course. Proportional. The data shows a proportional relationship between the variables. Redundant. The redundant information in the report should be removed. Rigid. The strict regulations imposed a rigid framework on the industry. Scenario. The worst-case scenario is considered in the risk assessment. Sequence. Can you list the steps in chronological sequence? Speculate. It's not appropriate to speculate without evidence. Subsequent. Subsequent experiments confirmed the initial findings. Theoretical. The theoretical framework provides a basis for the study. Trend. The trend in consumer behavior is shifting towards online shopping. Uniform. The uniform distribution of resources is important for fairness. Validity. Ensuring the validity of the survey results is essential. Verify. The results were verified through multiple experiments. Ambiguous. The instructions were ambiguous, leading to confusion. Anticipate. Researchers anticipate the release of the new data. Assumption. The assumption that all participants were honest may not hold true. Bias. The researcher aimed to minimize bias in data collection. Causal. Establishing a causal relationship requires strong evidence. Clarify. Please clarify the main point of your argument. Cohesion. The cohesion of the team was evident in their collaboration. Comprehensive. The comprehensive report covers all aspects of the issue. Consistent. The results were consistent with previous studies. Contradictory. The contradictory findings raised questions about the theory.
General vocabulary set. Abandon. The shipwreck survivors had to abandon their vessel to reach the shore. Absurd. The idea of talking animals in the story seemed absurd to the children. Accommodate. The hotel can accommodate up to 200 guests at a time. Acknowledge. It's essential to acknowledge the contributions of the team. Adopt. In a new environment, people often need to adapt to differing customs. Ambition. Her ambition to become a doctor drove her to study diligently. Apprehend. The police apprehended the suspect after a lengthy chase. Approximate. Can you give an approximate time of when you'll arrive? Attitude. A positive attitude can make a significant difference in life. Benevolent. The benevolent organization provides aid to those in need. Calculate. Scientists calculate the speed of light using complex equations. Capable. With hard work, you are capable of achieving your goals. Celebrate. Families often celebrate birthdays with parties and gifts. Characteristic. One characteristic of a good leader is effective communication. Coherent. Her argument was clear and coherent, making it easy to understand. Competent. The competent lawyer defended her client successfully. Comprehend. It took him some time to comprehend the complex instructions. Contribute. Many people volunteered to contribute to the charity event. Convention. The annual convention drew attendees from around the world. Dedicate. She decided to dedicate her life to helping the less fortunate. Determine. It's important to determine the cause of the problem before fixing it. Develop. The city has plans to develop new parks and recreational areas. Differentiate. It's essential to differentiate between fact and opinion. Discourage. Negative comments can discourage people from pursuing their dreams. Domestic. Domestic animals like dogs and cats are common as pets. Educate. Education is the key to a brighter future for many individuals. Efficient. The new system is more efficient and saves time and resources. Encounter. During their hike, they were fortunate to encounter rare wildlife. Environment. Protecting the environment is a global concern. Establish. The company aims to establish a strong online presence. Evaluate. The teacher will evaluate the student's performance in the test. Expand. The company plans to expand its operations to new markets. Facilitate. The new technology will facilitate communication. Familiar. The town's landmarks were familiar to her from childhood. Flexible. A flexible schedule allows for work-life balance. Generate. Solar panels can generate electricity from sunlight. Govern. Laws and regulations govern the behavior of citizens. Grateful. They were grateful for the support they received during tough times. Guarantee. The warranty will guarantee a replacement if the product is defective. Hesitate. Don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. Illustrate. The illustrations in the book make it more engaging. Implement. The new policy will be implemented next month. Incident. The incident was reported to the authorities immediately. Inquire. Feel free to inquire about any questions or concerns. Inspire. His achievements continue to inspire future generations. Integrate. The software will integrate various data sources. Investigate. The detective will investigate the mysterious case. Irrelevant. The information provided was irrelevant to the topic. Journey. The long journey led them to a distant land. Knowledge. Knowledge is a valuable asset for personal growth. Limitation. The project faced limitations due to budget constraints. Maintain. It's crucial to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Majority. The majority of voters supported the new policy. Manipulate. The magician can manipulate objects with ease. Migrate. Birds migrate to warmer regions during the winter. Neglect. Neglecting regular maintenance can lead to equipment failure. Nourish. Proper nutrition is essential to nourish the body. Observe. Scientists observe changes in the natural world. Opportunity. The scholarship offered her a unique opportunity to study abroad. Overcome. She had to overcome many obstacles to achieve her dreams. Participate. Everyone is encouraged to participate in the event. Perceive. People may perceive beauty in different ways. Predict. Meteorologists predict the weather based on data.
Preserve. Efforts to preserve endangered species are ongoing. Proficient. She is proficient in multiple languages. Promote. The marketing team will promote the new product. Pursue. She decided to pursue her passion for art. Rational. A rational approach is based on reason and logic. Recycle. Many households recycle materials like paper and plastic. Reflect. The calm lake reflected the surrounding mountains. Rejuvenate. A vacation can help rejuvenate your energy and spirit. Relevant. The information presented was highly relevant to the topic. Replicate. The scientist will replicate the experiment to verify the results. Resilient. The resilient community rebuilt after the natural disaster. Responsibility. Taking on responsibility is a sign of maturity. Restore. Efforts to restore historical buildings are underway. Satisfy. The delicious meal satisfied their hunger. Significant. The discovery was a significant breakthrough in science. Stimulate. New ideas can stimulate creativity and innovation. Substantial. The financial gain was substantial, allowing for investment. Sufficient. There was sufficient evidence to support the claim. Sympathize. She wanted to sympathize with her friend during difficult times. Technology. Advances in technology have transformed our daily lives. Tolerate. It's important to tolerate differences in opinions and beliefs. Transform. The renovation will transform the old building into a modern space. Unaware. He was unaware of the surprise party being planned for him. Unpredictable. The weather can be unpredictable, so be prepared. Utilize. The team will utilize the latest software for the project. Variety. The store offers a wide variety of products. Venture. They decided to venture into a new business opportunity. Vigilant. Security personnel remain vigilant at the airport. Volunteer. Many people volunteer their time to help those in need. Vulnerable. Protecting the vulnerable population is a priority. Welfare. The government aims to improve the welfare of its citizens. Withstand. The building was designed to withstand earthquakes. Zealous. She is zealous in her pursuit of social justice. Abide. It's essential to abide by the rules and regulations. Accelerate. The car can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in seconds. Accomplish. He managed to accomplish his goals through hard work. Accumulate. Over time, small savings can accumulate into significant funds. Descriptive words. Abrasive. The abrasive sandpaper smoothed the rough surface. Adorable. The puppy's adorable eyes won everyone's hearts. Aromatic. The aromatic coffee filled the room with a pleasant scent. Blissful. The vacation by the beach was a blissful experience. Captivating. Her captivating performance held the audience's attention. Cozy. The cozy cabin provided warmth and comfort. Dazzling. The fireworks display was truly dazzling. Delightful. The delightful garden was a peaceful retreat. Enchanting. The ancient castle was an enchanting place to explore. Exquisite. The exquisite jewelry was a work of art. Fascinating. The documentary about wildlife was truly fascinating. Flamboyant. Her flamboyant style made her stand out in the crowd. Glorious. The sunrise over the mountains was a glorious sight. Graceful. The ballet dancer moved with graceful precision. Harmonious. The music created a harmonious atmosphere. Impeccable. His impeccable manners impressed everyone. Invigorating. The invigorating hike re-energized us. Luxurious. The luxurious hotel offered top-notch amenities. Magnificent. The Grand Canyon is a magnificent natural wonder. Mesmerizing. The hypnotic dance performance was mesmerizing. Mystical. The forest had a mystical aura at dawn. Opulent. The opulent palace was a symbol of wealth. Picturesque. The picturesque village was a postcard-worthy scene. Radiant. Her radiant smile brightened up the room. Resplendent. The resplendent sunset painted the sky with colors.
Serene. The serene lake provided a tranquil setting. Spectacular. The waterfall created a spectacular view. Splendid. The feast was a splendid display of culinary art. Stunning. The view from the mountaintop was stunning. Tranquil. The garden was a tranquil oasis in the city. Vibrant. The vibrant festival celebrated local culture. Vivid. The vivid colors of the painting were striking. Alluring. The mysterious forest had an alluring charm. Breathtaking. The view from the cliff was breathtaking. Charming. The charming village was full of character. Delicate. The delicate flowers bloomed in the spring. Distinguished. The professor was a distinguished scholar. Elegant. Her elegant attire was perfect for the occasion. Enthralling. The book's plot was enthralling from start to finish. Exhilarating. The roller coaster ride was exhilarating. Grandiose. The grandiose architecture of the cathedral was impressive. Hypnotic. The swirling patterns on the artwork were hypnotic. Idyllic. The countryside offered an idyllic escape from the city. Majestic. The mountain range was a majestic sight. Ornate. The ornate details on the furniture were intricate. Picturesque. The countryside was picturesque with rolling hills. Ravishing. She looked absolutely ravishing in her wedding dress. Scenic. The scenic drive through the mountains was beautiful. Serendipitous. Their serendipitous meeting led to a lifelong friendship. Spellbinding. The magician's performance was spellbinding. Sublime. The view of the night sky was sublime. Timeless. The classic design had a timeless appeal. Transcendent. The music had a transcendent quality. Unforgettable. The concert was an unforgettable experience. Winsome. Her winsome smile made her irresistible. Adorned. The bride was adorned in a stunning gown. Bountiful. The harvest brought a bountiful supply of fruits. Captivating. The movie's plot was captivating and suspenseful. Comely. She was a comely presence at the event. Dreamy. The dreamy landscape looked like a painting. Effervescent. Her effervescent personality lit up the room. Enigmatic. The enigmatic smile left people intrigued. Exuberant. The children's laughter was exuberant. Fascinating. The historical artifacts were fascinating to study. Glamorous. The red carpet event was glamorous and star-studded. Harmonious. The choir's singing was harmonious and moving. Idyllic. The idyllic beach was a perfect vacation spot. Luxuriant. The garden was luxuriant with lush greenery. Majestic. The castle stood with a majestic presence. Ornate. The church's interior was ornate and richly decorated. Poignant. The movie's ending was poignant and touching. Radiant. The bride was radiant on her wedding day. Scenic. The scenic route offered breathtaking views. Serene. The lake was serene, reflecting the surrounding trees. Soothing. The soothing music relaxed everyone in the room. Spontaneous. Their spontaneous adventure led to unforgettable memories. Striking. The artwork featured striking colors and patterns. Timeless. The antique clock had a timeless charm. Tranquil. The garden was a tranquil oasis of peace. Unforgettable. The concert was an unforgettable experience. Whimsical. The whimsical art installation was fun and playful. Alluring. The mysterious forest had an alluring charm. Breathtaking. The view from the mountaintop was breathtaking. Charming. The charming village was full of character. Delicate. The delicate flowers bloomed in the spring. Distinguished. The professor was a distinguished scholar. Elegant. Her elegant attire was perfect for the occasion. Enthralling. The book's plot was enthralling from start to finish. Exhilarating. The roller coaster ride was exhilarating. Grandiose. The grandiose architecture of the cathedral was impressive. Hypnotic. The swirling patterns on the artwork were hypnotic. Idyllic. The countryside offered an idyllic escape from the city. Majestic. The mountain range was a majestic sight. Ornate. The ornate details on the furniture were intricate. Picturesque. The countryside was picturesque with rolling hills. Ravishing. She looked absolutely ravishing in her wedding dress. Scenic. The scenic drive through the mountains was beautiful. Serendipitous. Their serendipitous meeting led to a lifelong friendship. Spellbinding. The magician's performance was spellbinding. Sublime. The view of the night sky was sublime.
Expressions and idioms. A piece of cake. The math test was a piece of cake for her. A penny for your thoughts. She seemed lost in thought, so I asked, "A penny for your thoughts?" All ears. When she started talking about her travels, we were all ears. An arm and a leg. The designer handbag cost an arm and a leg. At the drop of a hat. He's always ready to help at the drop of a hat. Barking up the wrong tree. You're barking up the wrong tree if you think she's the one responsible. Beat around the bush. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Bite the bullet. He had to bite the bullet and admit his mistake. Break a leg. Good luck at your audition. Break a leg. Burn the midnight oil. She burned the midnight oil to finish the report. Butter someone up. He tried to butter the boss up to get a promotion. Caught between a rock and a hard place. She's caught between a rock and a hard place with her 2 job offers. Costs an arm and a leg. The luxury car costs an arm and a leg. Cry over spilled milk. There's no use crying over spilled milk, the damage is done. Don't cry over spilled milk. It's just a minor setback, don't cry over spilled milk. Don't judge a book by its cover. You can't always judge a person's abilities by their appearance, don't judge a book by its cover. Down to the wire. The competition was fierce, and it came down to the wire. Dressed to the nines. She was dressed to the nines for the gala event. Drop in the bucket. Their donation was just a drop in the bucket compared to the overall fundraising goal. Easy as pie. Making pasta is easy as pie once you know how. Elbow grease. Cleaning the garage took a lot of elbow grease. Face the music. He had to face the music and apologize for the mistake. Fish out of water. She felt like a fish out of water in the new city. Get the ball rolling. Let's get the ball rolling on this project. Give someone the cold shoulder. She gave him the cold shoulder after their argument. Go the extra mile. She always goes the extra mile to help her colleagues. Hit the hay. After a long day, she was ready to hit the hay. Hit the nail on the head. She hit the nail on the head with her analysis. In hot water. He found himself in hot water after missing the deadline. In the nick of time. They arrived in the nick of time to catch the last train. Jump on the bandwagon. Many people are jumping on the bandwagon of eco-friendly living. Keep an eye on. Can you keep an eye on my bag while I use the restroom? Keep your chin up. Keep your chin up, things will get better. Kick the bucket. He kicked the bucket after a long battle with illness. Let the cat out of the bag. She accidentally let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. Miss the boat. I missed the boat when I didn't invest in that company. Not my cup of tea. Horror movies are not my cup of tea. Off the top of my head. I can't think of a solution off the top of my head. On cloud 9. She's been on cloud 9 since getting the job offer. Over the moon. They were over the moon when they found out they were having twins. Piece of cake. The quiz was a piece of cake for her. Pull someone's leg. He was just pulling your leg, he didn't mean it. Raining cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs out there, bring an umbrella. Read between the lines. To understand the true meaning, you have to read between the lines. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court now, it's your move. The best of both worlds. Working from home offers the best of both worlds, comfort and productivity. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm, so wake up early. Throw in the towel. After a long argument, they decided to throw in the towel. To be on the same page. We need to be on the same page to work effectively. Under the weather. She's feeling under the weather, so she's staying home today. Up in the air. The plans for the weekend are still up in the air. Walking on air. She's been walking on air since her promotion. When pigs fly. I'll believe it when pigs fly, it's highly unlikely. You can't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a person's abilities by their appearance, you can't judge a book by its cover. You've got to be kidding. When he said he won the lottery, I thought, you've got to be kidding. A blessing in disguise. Losing that job turned out to be a blessing in disguise, he found a better one. A dime a dozen. Those souvenirs are a dime a dozen in the tourist area. A piece of the action. He wanted a piece of the action in the new business. A shot in the dark. His guess was just a shot in the dark, he had no idea. All in the same boat. We're all in the same boat with this project, we need to collaborate. An arm and a leg. The car repairs cost an arm and a leg.
Ball's in your court. The ball's in your court now, it's your turn to decide. Bite the bullet. He had to bite the bullet and face the consequences. Break the ice. Playing a game helped break the ice at the party. Burn the candle at both ends. She was burning the candle at both ends, working two jobs. Butter someone up. He tried to butter the boss up to get a promotion. Caught red-handed. He was caught red-handed stealing from the cookie jar. Cross that bridge when you come to it. Don't worry about the future. Cross that bridge when you come to it. Cutting corners. They were cutting corners to save money, but it compromised the quality. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't assume you've won the game. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Down the drain. All our hard work went down the drain when the project was canceled. Drop a bombshell. She dropped a bombshell when she announced her resignation. Every cloud has a silver lining. Even in difficult situations, there's a positive side. Every cloud has a silver lining. Get a taste of your own medicine. He finally got a taste of his own medicine when his own rules were applied to him. Get your act together. You need to get your act together and start meeting deadlines. Go back to the drawing board. The plan failed, so we had to go back to the drawing board. Hit the nail on the head. Her explanation hit the nail on the head. It's a piece of cake. Solving this puzzle is a piece of cake. Jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions without all the facts. Kick the can down the road. They decided to kick the can down the road and delay the decision. Knock on wood. Things have been going well, she said, knock on wood. Let the cat out of the bag. She accidentally let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. Make a long story short. To make a long story short, we ended up at the wrong airport. Missed the boat. We missed the boat when we didn't invest in that startup. No pain, no gain. The workout is tough, but no pain, no gain. On the same page. We need to be on the same page to work effectively. Over the moon. She was over the moon when she found out she got the job. Pull someone's leg. He was just pulling your leg, he didn't mean it. Read the room. It's important to read the room and adjust your behavior accordingly. Rule of thumb. As a rule of thumb, you should save at least 20% of your income. Spill the beans. She couldn't keep a secret and spilled the beans. Take a rain check. I can't go to the concert tonight. Can I take a rain check? Take it with a grain of salt. He tends to exaggerate, so take what he says with a grain of salt. The ball is in your court. The ball is in your court now, it's your move. The devil is in the details. Pay attention to the details, the devil is in the details. The early bird catches the worm. The early bird catches the worm, so wake up early. The last straw. The argument was the last straw, and they broke up. The whole 9 yards. She went the whole 9 yards to plan the perfect wedding. When pigs fly. I'll believe it when pigs fly, it's highly unlikely.
Words related to discussing data. Analyze. It's essential to analyze the data before drawing conclusions. Statistics. Statistics reveal the trends in the market. Interpret. We need to interpret the results accurately. Trends. The study identified some significant trends in consumer behavior. Graph. The graph illustrates the relationship between variables. Dataset. The dataset contains a wealth of information. Correlation. There's a strong correlation between sales and advertising. Variables. We need to consider multiple variables when analyzing this. Insights. The data provided valuable insights into the problem. Histogram. The histogram displays the distribution of data. Patterns. Identifying patterns in data is crucial for decision-making. Regression. Regression analysis helps predict future outcomes. Scatter plot. The scatter plot shows the relationship between two variables. Examine. Let's examine the data closely to find the anomalies. Frequencies. The frequencies of occurrences are significant in this study. Outliers. Remove the outliers to get a more accurate analysis. Percentile. The 90th percentile represents the top performers. Descriptive. Descriptive statistics summarize the data. Deviation. Standard deviation measures the spread of data. Dispersion. The dispersion of data points varies widely. Parameters. Define the parameters for the analysis. Bar chart. The bar chart visualizes the comparison of categories. Dependent. The dependent variable is influenced by other factors. Independent. The independent variable remains constant in the study. Median. The median value represents the middle of the dataset. Mode. The mode is the most frequently occurring value. Mean. The mean is the average value of the data. Range. The range shows the spread between the minimum and maximum values. Standardize. Standardize the data for consistency. Trends. Identifying trends is vital for forecasting. Cluster. The data points cluster in specific regions. Distribution. The distribution of data is not uniform. Probability. Calculate the probability of specific outcomes. Variance. Variance measures the variability in data. Null hypothesis. The null hypothesis assumes no effect. Alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis contradicts the null hypothesis. Confidence interval. The confidence interval provides a range of values. P-value. The p-value determines the significance of results. Significance. The significance level is set at 0.05. Outcomes. The outcomes of the experiment were unexpected. Random. The selection process was entirely random. Sample. A representative sample is crucial for accurate results. Hypothesis. Formulate a clear hypothesis for the study. Regression. Regression analysis helps in predictive modeling. Reliability. The reliability of data sources is important. Validity. Ensure the validity of the research design. Bias. Eliminate any bias in data collection. Observations. Record your observations systematically. Variables. Control variables in an experiment. Qualitative. Qualitative data provides insights into attitudes. Quantitative. Quantitative data is expressed in numbers. Averages. Averages simplify complex data for analysis. Survey. Conduct a survey to gather data. Sampling. Proper sampling ensures data accuracy. Causation. Establish causation between variables. Control group. Compare results with a control group. Data points. The data points are plotted on the chart. Data set. The data set contains historical records. Empirical. Empirical data is based on observations. Error. Minimize error in data collection. Inference. Make inferences from the data. Line chart. The line chart displays data trends over time. Measures. Various measures can be applied to data. Percentage. Express results as a percentage.
Probability. The probability of success is high. Quota. The quota for the sample was met. Range. The range of values is broad. Ratio. Calculate the ratio of data points. Sample size. A larger sample size improves reliability. Surveys. Surveys collect data from a broad audience. Variables. Consider multiple variables when analyzing. Weighted. Use weighted data for better representation. Z-score. The Z-score measures standard deviations. Estimation. Estimation is based on available data. Forecast. Forecasting helps with future planning. Line of best fit. The line of best fit shows trends. Measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency include mean, median, and mode. Population. The population of interest is well defined. Random sampling. Random sampling reduces bias. Sample distribution. The sample distribution is not normal. Skewness. Skewness measures data asymmetry. Time series. Time series data tracks changes over time. Variability. Variability impacts data analysis. Bivariate. Bivariate analysis explores two variables. Coefficient. The coefficient indicates strength and direction. Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics summarize data. Histogram. A histogram displays data distribution. Mode. The mode is the most frequent value. Nominal data. Nominal data categories are non-numeric. Ordinal data. Ordinal data has ordered categories. Percentile rank. The percentile rank shows relative standing. Quartiles. Quartiles divide data into 4 equal parts. R-squared. R-squared quantifies variance explained. Sample mean. Calculate the sample mean for analysis. Time series data. Time series data shows patterns over time. Unbiased. Ensure unbiased data collection. Variance analysis. Variance analysis identifies differences. Weighted average. Use a weighted average for accuracy. Yield data. Yield data shows production efficiency. Zero skewness. Zero skewness indicates symmetry.
Verbs for expressing ideas. Acknowledge. He acknowledged his mistake. Advocate. She advocates for environmental protection. Analyze. We need to analyze the data before making decisions. Argue. They often argue about politics. Assert. He asserts that his theory is correct. Assume. Let's assume the project is on track. Believe. I believe in the power of education. Cite. She cited research to support her claims. Claim. He claims that he can solve any problem. Comment. Feel free to comment on the proposal. Conclude. The study concludes that exercise is essential. Convince. She convinced the team to try the new approach. Debate. They debated the merits of the proposal. Define. Can you define the term sustainability? Describe. She described her vision for the future. Determine. We must determine the root cause. Discuss. Let's discuss the potential solutions. Emphasize. He emphasized the importance of teamwork. Evaluate. The committee will evaluate the candidates. Explain. Can you explain your reasoning? Express. She expressed her concerns about the plan. Formulate. They need to formulate a clear strategy. Hypothesize. Scientists hypothesize about the universe. Identify. Can you identify the main issues? Illustrate. She used a diagram to illustrate her point. Imagine. Imagine a world without pollution. Infer. From the data, we can infer that there's a trend. Inform. The report will inform our decision. Interpret. It's essential to interpret the results correctly. Justify. He justified the need for additional funding. Mention. She mentioned the upcoming event. Outline. Let's outline the main objectives. Persuade. She persuaded the investors to support her idea. Predict. The meteorologist can predict the weather. Present. They will present their findings next week. Propose. Can you propose a solution to the problem? Question. They often question authority. Quote. She quoted an expert in her presentation. Recommend. The doctor will recommend a treatment plan. Refute. He attempted to refute the claims made. Remark. Her remark sparked a lively discussion. Report. The journalist will report on the event. Research. Scientists research new technologies. Resolve. We need to resolve this issue quickly. Review. We should review the proposal together. Suggest. Can you suggest ways to improve the process? Summarize. Please summarize the key points. Support. She supports equal rights for all. Theorize. Researchers theorize about human behavior. Urge. They urge people to vote in elections. Verify. You should verify the information's accuracy. Warn. She warned about the potential risks. Wonder. I wonder what the future holds. Acquaint. Allow me to acquaint you with our mission. Brainstorm. Let's brainstorm ideas for the project. Contribute. Everyone can contribute to the community. Debate. The panel will debate the issue. Elaborate. Please elaborate on your proposal. Formulate. They need to formulate a clear strategy. Generate. The generator can power the entire building. Highlight. Highlight the key findings of the report. Innovate. Companies strive to innovate in their fields.
Introduce. Allow me to introduce our guest speaker. Link. The study links diet to health outcomes. Narrate. She will narrate her experiences abroad. Originate. The idea originated from a brainstorming session. Postulate. Scientists postulate theories about the universe. Qualify. He needs to qualify his statement. Rationalize. Can you rationalize your decision? Speculate. We can only speculate about the future. Test. They will test the new product. Uncover. Researchers uncover new evidence. Validate. Can you validate the accuracy of the data? Write. She will write an article on the topic. Advocate. She advocates for women's rights. Comment. Feel free to comment on the blog post. Deduce. Can you deduce the meaning from the context? Examine. They will examine the evidence closely. Forecast. The economist will forecast economic trends. Generalize. It's essential not to generalize based on stereotypes. Immerse. He will immerse himself in the culture. Juxtapose. They will juxtapose the two works of art. Log. He will log the data for analysis. Mobilize. The organization will mobilize volunteers. Navigate. They will navigate the challenges ahead. Observe. Scientists observe natural phenomena. Predict. Can you predict the outcome of the experiment? Question. It's good to question assumptions. Reflect. She will reflect on her past experiences. Speculate. They speculate about the future of technology. Transcribe. The secretary will transcribe the meeting minutes. Unveil. They will unveil the new product next week. Visualize. Visualize the end result of your efforts. Write. He will write a detailed report on the topic. Address. Let's address the issue at hand. Begin. They will begin the project soon. Calculate. Can you calculate the cost of materials? Deduct. Deduct the expenses from the total. Elaborate. Please elaborate on your answer. Examine. We will examine the data closely.
Words for expressing opinions. Acknowledge. I acknowledge your perspective on the matter. Advocate. She advocates for stricter environmental regulations. Agree. I agree that the proposal has potential. Argue. He argues that the policy is ineffective. Assert. She asserts that the plan is well executed. Believe. I believe that education is essential for all. Claim. They claim the project is a success. Concede. I concede that I made a mistake. Conclude. The report concludes that the market is competitive. Contend. He contends that innovation drives progress. Declare. She declares her support for the cause. Emphasize. They emphasize the need for teamwork. Feel. I feel that communication is key. Insist. He insists on transparency in the process. Maintain. She maintains that diversity is valuable. Note. I note the concerns raised by the team. Opine. They opine that the decision was hasty. Point out. He points out the flaws in the argument. Posit. She posits that creativity sparks innovation. Propose. I propose a new approach to the problem. Suggest. They suggest a more efficient solution. Support. I support the proposed changes. Urge. He urges people to take action. Voice. She voices her concerns about inequality. Advocate. He advocates for equal access to education. Agree. We agree on the importance of sustainability. Assert. She asserts her opinion confidently. Believe. I believe in the power of community. Claim. He claims that the company needs restructuring. Conclude. They conclude that the study lacks depth. Contend. She contends that the budget is insufficient. Declare. I declare my commitment to the cause. Emphasize. We emphasize the significance of teamwork. Feel. She feels strongly about the issue. Insist. They insist on the need for fairness. Maintain. I maintain that the strategy is flawed. Note. He notes the improvements in the process. Opine. She opines on the latest developments. Point out. They point out the potential risks. Posit. I posit that creativity fosters innovation. Propose. We propose a more inclusive policy. Suggest. He suggests an alternative approach. Support. She supports the proposed changes. Urge. I urge everyone to participate actively. Voice. They voice concerns about the environment. Advocate. She advocates for universal healthcare. Agree. We agree that education should be accessible. Assert. He asserts that the system is flawed. Believe. I believe in the value of diversity. Claim. They claim the project is a success. Conclude. She concludes that the market is volatile. Contend. He contends that innovation drives progress. Declare. I declare my commitment to the cause. Emphasize. She emphasizes the importance of communication. Feel. They feel passionate about social justice. Insist. He insists on transparency in decision-making. Maintain. She maintains that the policy is inadequate. Note. I note the challenges faced by the team. Opine. They opine that the decision was hasty. Point out. She points out the potential benefits. Posit. I posit that creativity sparks progress. Propose. We propose a comprehensive solution. Suggest. He suggests a more efficient approach.
Support. They support the proposed reforms. Urge. I urge immediate action on this issue. Voice. She voices concerns about the economy. Advocate. He advocates for gender equality. Agree. We agree on the need for change. Assert. She asserts that the plan is viable. Believe. I believe in equal opportunities for all. Claim. They claim that the company is innovative. Conclude. He concludes that the approach is outdated. Contend. She contends that the organization lacks direction. Declare. I declare my intention to contribute. Emphasize. They emphasize the value of teamwork. Feel. She feels strongly about the cause. Insist. He insists on ethical business practices. Maintain. We maintain that sustainability is paramount. Note. I note the positive impact of the project. Opine. They opine that the issue requires attention. Point out. He points out the flaws in the argument. Posit. She posits that creativity fuels progress. Propose. I propose a holistic solution to the problem. Suggest. We suggest a more inclusive approach. Support. He supports the proposed policy changes. Urge. They urge immediate action to address the crisis. Voice. I voice concerns about environmental degradation. Advocate. She advocates for social justice. Agree. We agree on the importance of education. Assert. He asserts that the solution is effective. Believe. I believe in the power of innovation. Claim. They claim that the approach is outdated. Conclude. She concludes that the initiative is promising. Contend. He contends that transparency is crucial. Declare. I declare my commitment to sustainability. Emphasize. They emphasize the value of collaboration. Feel. She feels passionately about human rights. Insist. He insists on ethical business practices. Maintain. We maintain that diversity is a strength. Note. I note the progress made in recent years.
My dear friends, if you are satisfied with this tutorial, please help me to develop this channel, so please press the like or dislike button. It is highly important to me. Thank you. Thank you very much for your support.